with my co-host.
Jen Konikoff.
How's it going,
And
Jen? And
I,
our guest today
Cindy Connor.
with,
Grace. Sorry,
thank
that's
you.
important.
It's
yeah,
okay.
very important. And thank you so much for joining us, Cindy.
My pleasure.
It's been really fun chatting with you behind the scenes, and I can't wait for us to dive into just like probing and picking on all your like insights of your business and how we can maximize together.
Yeah,
Great.
I'm a huge charcuterie fan, and not to brag, but I make some pretty good charcuteries myself. Not to your level, but I'm trying. I promise I won't try to compete with
I'm
you.
happy you can pronounce it
Yeah.
because the versions out there are
Oh yeah,
pretty, yeah.
I have two giant boards at home. The one similar to the one on your background. That's how much making charcuterie for season
Oh,
means a lot to me. But
you need a part-time job? We're always
This
hiring.
this is very
honestly,
impressive. We should host a whole class. We should do a whole charcuterie making
ooh, like a
class.
like a wine and charcuterie.
Oh, for sure. And we're mobile. We can do that too. We can come to you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so now
Is
I'm
that
even more
something that you do
excited.
offer? Sorry, before we go on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We could do the classes here in house. We have a kitchen in the back, or we could come to you.
Oh my God,
Look,
I
you
am
just
buying myself
sparked.
a Christmas gift.
We have gift cards. We sell gift cards.
I'm buying it for myself.
Done.
There it is. Yeah. The season of giving
Yeah.
to thyself sometime.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, so
Treat
now,
yourself.
oh my God, it's my
Yeah.
favorite meme.
Yeah.
I want you to know. Do you
All
know
the
which
time.
one that's from, Alex?
My problem is I treat myself way too much. Parks and
Yeah.
Rec, yes.
Yeah. Ah, very good.
Mhm. Yes. I'm glad we're all on the same page here. If it was Chris, he'd be like, "Where's that from?" Chris doesn't watch TV, so any reference or movies that Alex and I
Mm-mm.
make, they just go
Oh,
over his
Oh.
head.
100%.
So we appreciate that. But so tell us a little bit about your business and like from like inspiration to where you are today. The floor is
Okay.
yours, Cindy.
Thank you. And thanks
Yeah.
so much for having me on this morning. Well, let me start a little bit about myself. I'm originally from Southern California, also a registered nurse and a retired Air Force veteran. So I went to nursing school in LA and then I joined the Air Force, did that for 22 years.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service. I know Alex and I already said it, but we have to say it again.
My pleasure. My pleasure. And so I stayed in healthcare actually up until April this year. So I've been in healthcare for 30 years, but I've always been a food hobbyist and a foodie at heart. And I've wanted to go to culinary school, but I just couldn't do it with the military. It was hard moving every couple years. So I catered and did charcuterie and stuff on the side for friends. And I've always gotten the feedback like, hey, you should like start your own business or you should, do this on your own. But starting to do this type of business or really any type of business on your own from scratch is really difficult. And so pre-pandemic, I was looking at franchises and Gray's Craze is a franchise. And I was, it wasn't the initial franchise I was looking at. I was looking at other ones. One was food related. The other was healthcare because that's my comfort zone. So it's
Well, food
kind
is
of,
health.
yeah. So I was kind of looking at, what the next chapter of my professional life could be. And then the pandemic hit and then I freaked out. Everybody, the whole country freaked out. I kind of put that on pause. And then as things kind of settled down, slowed down, and I have a daughter who's in college, shortly after we got out of the pandemic, she went into college. And so it was just a time in my life where I could pursue a passion that and take the leap of faith and trust myself to do something completely different. So I was introduced to Gray's Craze, which is started by an Air Force female veteran. So that kind of resonated with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it aligned with what my interests were and the business model. So it was about 2 years ago, I signed the agreement to purchase Gray's Craze, and I have the Boca Raton territory. And so I kind of went with that. And there were some challenges along the way in getting started, construction and things like that. But we got through all of that. And I finally had my grand opening this past October. So I opened in September, but we're in full force now, especially with the holidays. Thanksgiving was great. We're looking forward to Christmas and Hanukkah and all the upcoming holidays and events that come up. And another part of Gray's Craze that is important to me is that I want to give back to the community. So my mission is to not only create beautiful charcuterie, but is to give a portion of my time and proceeds to veterans, which, I'm a veteran, obviously, so that means a lot to me, first responders and healthcare providers. So I'm all of those people in one. And so it's important for me to give back to them. So that's the other side of Gray's Craze here at Boca, is that we do charcuterie, but we also give back to the community.
That just sounds amazing.
Wow.
And Cynthia, I'm curious, how do you find your like inspiration for the boards? Because for anyone who's ever seen these boards, they're not all exactly the same every single time. There's some creativity. I can barely piece flowers behind me in different sections without it looking like a hodgepodge situation. I don't know. And I tried a charcuterie board once. Things just looked flat and sad. Nobody would hire me. I might have to take lessons from you and Alex.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, since Gray's Craze is a franchise, a lot of that is already figured out for you. We have different styles of charcuterie, and so it's templated out and it's spelled out to you pretty much how to do it. So it makes that portion simple, but they also give us creative liberty and freedom. So I have customers that come in that are like, well, I don't really want the boards that you're offering. I'm looking for this. Can you remove this? But I want this. I want a grazing table. I don't want it on a charcuterie board. And so luckily, the franchise is not so regimented that we are able to kind of create. And as far as inspiration, Pinterest, pictures, just trial practicing. There's foundations, you never put two colors together. You put opposing shapes and sizes, and there's contrast. So it's really...
That makes sense. I'm over here thinking, what did I try? I'm pretty sure I put like two very similar colors together because it looked like a blob.
Right. Yeah. So there's like foundation principles that you have, and then you just kind of start with those, and then you create, you put the meats and cheeses first, and then the fruits and the vegetables, and then the breads and the crackers and the dips. And color is very important. So you want to bring in, brighter colors and put them next to more dull or subdued colors. And so, we've made stuff before, and I'm like, and I'm a perfectionist, and I have really bad OCD. And so I'm like, no, let's do it again, or move it around, or you kind of have to play around with it.
All right. I've always wondered, since you're a franchise, how are the produce and the meats and the cheeses sourced from specific areas, or?
So we source locally, and we source from different venues and different companies. And for example, we do on-site composting. So we have a composter in the store. It runs at night. So we put all of our produce, vegetable peels, all that kind of stuff. We put it in the composter, and then I turn the compost into a local farmer who then gives me honeycomb. So, when there's opportunities like that, that's what I do. And I have a hydroponic garden at home, so with edible flowers. So if a customer wants edible flowers, I have my hydroponic at home, then I can bring in those flowers. So I source locally, I look for opportunities. And then the franchise also has, agreements and contracts with companies that we utilize as well too. And it's also seasonal. So sometimes if I can't get, what I need, I go to a farmer's market or Whole Foods, or, I try to find it however I can.
That makes sense. And, I was going to ask you, Alex wasn't a part of the conversation yet, but marketing, and she actually mentioned that she goes to Madness Marketing. Tell us a little bit
the real
about
estate
that.
board?
Yeah.
I do. So I was introduced to them about 6 weeks ago from a networking contact of mine. So she said, you should really kind of go check it out. So I went to check it out. It's a relatively large group. I went to the Boca meeting on Tuesday. And so I joined as an affiliate now, and the only one in the food sector. But I love the energy. I love that there's the other supporting businesses that kind of assist and align with the whole real estate industry and market. And so I've gone up and done my 20-second pitch. I've had some reach out and order some boards. So
That's
I
amazing.
hope that
Expand on that if you don't mind, like, because I feel like there's a definite space for your business in the real estate market for
Right.
realtors to really be able to just give another a different piece, a different
Yeah.
something. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, the charcuterie just brings, I think, a higher level quality of an offering.
Mhm.
And it can be used if you're having an open house, if you want to gift a client, you want to give them a special gift and you don't want to do the traditional kinds of gift cards or bottle of wine, or you can do a bottle of wine with charcuterie. It kind of elevates that whole offering. Lunch and Learns is another way to bring in charcuterie. We have a brunch board. So if you're having a lunch and learn or an open house in the morning and you want to have, I'm not dissing, Dunkin' Donuts or Panera or anything like that. But if you want something, if you want something a little bit different, that's higher end, looks classy. Our brunch board is great. We have other boards, keto, vegetarian. We have one that's all sweets and fruits. So there's a lot of variability and a lot of variation that you could bring to events that brokers and realtors are having. And we have a large price point. We have one box that's like $9 all the way up to our board that's $185 that serves like 20 people. So
Wow.
yeah, well, and it's hard to make on your own. I mean, to get, because sometimes people will say $185, but
well,
For 20 people, that's
they
a
don't
great
realize
price.
that's what I think.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
realize when they go to the store
Right.
and start purchasing these items at a smaller package price, it adds up for a tiny little board, and you'll spend
sure.
50, $60.
Yeah.
I'm like, what did I buy?
Well, and to get all that, sorry, Alex, didn't mean to cut you off. To get all
This is
that,
our show.
variability and all those different options, you have to buy it in bulk, right? And then
Yeah.
you're going to have all this left over. So you're going to spend twice as much. And then the time it takes to chop and prep and peel and all of that, and your time, it's
Make it
really,
look nice.
yeah, I think it's a great price point.
Yeah, and you're
But where
also paying for your experience too,
Right.
because anybody can do that and charge that, but it's having the experience to make it look nice, presentable, and really
Right.
listening to what your customer is looking
And
for.
we deliver.
And deliver.
And
Wow.
we
Is that free
deliver.
delivery or is there
Simplicity at
delivery
its
charge?
finest.
Deliveries fee within certain miles from our store, and then after that
Amazing.
there's a range. But yeah, so going back to the real estate industry, I mean, there's wherever there's an option for food, charcuterie is a great way to introduce that. And there's something on the
Yeah.
board for everybody. Right? If you've got vegetarians, there's lots of vegetables on our board. If you've got somebody who loves meat and cheese, you've got that on there. So you don't have to bring all these different types of platters and options when the charcuterie board has everything on it.
I was just thinking, something maybe you could bring up to other real estate agents. This would be a great thing to bring to the closing table. They're there signing a bunch of paperwork. Of course they're gonna want to start grabbing it. They're like, "Oh, this is so beautiful! Like,
Yep.
where can I?"
It's
get
that
this
lasting impression, right? I was just
Yeah.
listening to. I was wrapping up full fee agent,
Mhm.
and one of the last chapters I was just on is talking about we all talk about that first impression
Mhm.
when we're meeting people, but it's you got to also remember that last impression.
Yep.
And at the closing table, I love that, Alex. I feel like that's just like an added bonus. Like, not only did my agent supply me with knowledge, advice, resources, and just
They
being
fed
there
me too.
all the way to the end, boom,
Yeah.
he fed me some
Yeah.
good stuff.
Or even when you're meeting with somebody for the first time who may be, a buyer who, it fits within your budget too. It's not even that $32 for one of the lone grazers. That'd be great for, two
Yep.
buyers. Have that at the initial consultation.
Right. I had a realtor. He bought one from me, and we had put it in the fridge of the new homeowners.
Mhm.
Oh,
And on moving day, they had two little kids, it was a husband and wife, and we had the charcuterie board with drinks in the fridge for them on moving day. And I thought that was a
What a-
really nice touch
what a
because
Yeah.
great touch.
it's so crazy. And if anything, it's a snack to hold people, hold the family over while they could
Yep.
figure out dinner. And so I thought, well, that's a unique thing. That was a unique thing to do.
Yeah. I'm
And I
gonna
know a
write
lot of
that one
agents that
down.
do pizzas. You know, this is healthier. You know, meats, cheese, fruits, veggies. You know,
Yep.
it's basically Lunchables for adults.
It's
had
that
that-
it's exactly that.
Yeah.
When people don't know what charcuterie is, that's the analogy I
Yeah.
use.
That's
Fancy
amazing.
Lunchables.
Do you pick up like when they're delivered on the boards, or say you were to leave it at somebody's refrigerator? Is it in like a box, or is it one of the boards, or is the board an option? Do you bring
Great
it back?
question.
Yeah, so we put all of them come on boards or boxes that are made out of recycled tree stumps. So they're very sustainable and they're biodegradable. So it's really just kind of a one-time use.
Mhm.
So they come delivered on a board, and we use a shrink wrap method here. So we put the boards in our shrink wrap system, and actually you can maintain freshness for about 2 days. So if they don't dig into it right away, it lasts for about 24 to 48 hours.
That's great.
And so it's all nice contained. We package it really nice. We put ribbon on it. We put a little dedication card. So it goes out
That's
nice and
amazing.
pretty.
I love it. It's such an like I think you said it already. It's an elevated offering, and these ideas that were mentioned along the way, I'm totally writing them down.
Yeah,
I'm gonna use
100%.
this.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to use this.
I love the closing table. I hadn't thought of that one. That one, I like that one.
Cool.
Bam.
Glad I
Mic
added some
drop.
sort of value.
My drop, right? And so, I mean, some seller or some buyers, they take longer than others because they have questions, right? They're working through the package and with their closing agent. Sometimes it can take an hour, and with the anxiety of the walk through the wire, some of them don't eat. Most of them, I
Mhm.
would say, because they're nerves, they don't eat.
They
So
don't,
the
they're
closing
cranky.
table, yeah, right. They're a wreck. So having something for them to munch on as they're signing, asking these questions, it just puts them, I feel like will probably put them at ease
Mhm.
as they're going through this closing process. So
Oh,
kudos.
sure.
I'll give you some snaps.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Lone Grazer Gone Crazy. That's the one I'm gonna order for all my closings now.
Which one's your
Yeah.
favorite, Cindy? Since Alex has his apparently.
I would say that one because it has everything in it.
Mhm.
And then we make our dips and jams and hummuses in house. So those are all fresh and they're really good. And we have a roasted beet hummus, which people are like, ooh, beets, right? Ooh, like the face you just made.
Not like a good.
Oh,
I'm
but
gonna-
it makes this pretty vibrant pink color, and it doesn't taste very earthy like you would think beets do, you know. So
Dwight Schrute, basically.
Exactly. Beats Battle Galactica.
so yeah, so I love the Gone Crazy because it has a little bit of everything in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jenny taking notes over there.
Do you hear me typing? Oh my
I
gosh.
don't. Yeah. It's the nails.
I'm an aggressive typer, guys. I'm sorry.
You're like that. You're like the travel agent, you know, whenever you need to change your flight and you're like, do you have an aisle seat? And they're there for like 10 minutes. I'm like, dude, I just asked for an aisle seat. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever wonder what they're typing?
Oh, they're
Slow
probably
down.
messaging each other. This lady's a nut job. Don't let her on the sun.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I'm like, excuse me, hi, I need help.
Yeah.
I'm that
yeah,
lady.
So
Oh my
since
gosh.
you opened up in September, how do you feel like you've been marketing more so other than going to the the realtor board and all that?
Yeah, so I belong to a couple networking organizations, BNI, Fem City, also a veteran networking organization. And then I'm right next door to the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
So
Excellent location.
I belong to them as well. So I try to go to as many events, networking events as I can. Before I opened, it was a lot easier, but now that the doors are open and it's the holidays, it's been a little bit of a challenge to get out. But
one thing that we can tie that to real estate is, we get super busy with clients and inspections and showing properties where sometimes we forget or don't have the time or we don't time block to lead generate and set
Yeah.
us up for after this crazy, time in our lives. And then in 60, 90 days, we're here spinning our wheels saying, I have nothing going on.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So-
I find myself doing the same thing, or like, I mean, I'm kind of a all hands in owner. I have a small staff, but like I'm back there washing dishes, I'm mopping the floor, and at the end of the day, I'm like, shit, I didn't get out and go like network or meet people or pass out flyers. And so they say you've got to work on your business, not in your business. And some days some weeks I really struggle with that. And I'm like, okay, I have to pencil in time
Well,
and
yeah.
to
I
get
mean,
it done.
part of the process. I mean, at least you're at the acknowledgement portion, right? You know when you're doing it, and it's stepping back and creating that time for yourself so that it doesn't go into the back burner, because it's so easily can we find ourselves in the business instead of working
yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
really setting that time aside. And I think we mentioned it earlier, but the way you end up here was through a piece of marketing that was a little bit unconventional, but here we are, and we're going to spread the word of your awesome business.
Yeah.
So, you met Chris actually, you didn't officially meet Chris, did you?
No, I have
That
not
guy.
talked to him. I have actually not spoken to him. We talked a little bit like on Instagram messaging, but no, it was that video piece that he did that I was like, who is this guy? Yeah.
So
Do
tell
you
us
remember
about the
which
video,
one it
because not
was? Yeah.
everybody knows.
He was talking about I think he was talking about homes in the local Boca area and was pulling in local businesses and said, hey, if you haven't checked out this new veteran-owned charcuterie business called Gray's Craze, you need to check them out. And he put in a plug about a couple of different like charcuterie boards, and then went on to his real estate. I mean, he's high energy, this guy. Like, I don't know how much coffee he drinks or what he's on, but
And
I
he
was
has
like,
5 kids.
He's got
Really?
5 kids.
Yes.
Cindy, the man is 5, and like
This
a
man.
farm of dogs and maybe some cats. I don't know.
oh wow.
No,
I
so-
I was not only drawn to the plug that he put in about me, which was very accurate. I was like, this is scary. This guy's stalking me. And then
Probably.
his energy, I was just like, whew.
Yeah.
So now I follow him all the
I gotta look
time.
at that video.
Yeah. But it
Yeah,
was
we'll have to a part of the podcast for YouTube, and this is on YouTube, but we'll make sure to link that video too, and of course your business, so that way
okay.
everybody can find
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. That it was amazing. So yeah, when I saw that, I was like, I got to reach out to him because I really appreciate the plug. Like I never even asked him to do that, and then I wanted to get to know you guys. So
And this podcast is a part of a bigger picture, his coaching, his real estate or real estate training program, Coaching by Kuzi. And for those agents out there, I would use what Chris literally did. If go out there, talk about cities, talk about local businesses, talk about these listings, and then plug in those businesses, because that is literally networking and connecting with one another, and we're only creating and making our brand stronger and better by helping each other out and really just spreading the word. It's wonderful.
Very great idea.
Yeah, we do it all the time, but we love when we have this ability to like have this connection with the business owners, because it just makes us shine.
Yeah, and it helps us discover more. Like I never even heard of you before. They said, "Hey, this is, Gray's Craze is coming on now," and it helps us learn more about our local community because there's so much new business coming in, and you've only been around since you just opened up in October. You said, right? Or September.
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 October.
I can't even believe it's almost 2025. So I don't even know what day it is.
Oh my god!
But
did you finish your Christmas? Did you finish your holiday shopping?
I did some Christmas, did
That's
some
a
Hanukkah, did some. No, I'm a master BSer, just not right now. No.
So
terrible.
no,
Everybody's getting an Amazon gift card or a Gray's Craze gift card.
Love
There
it.
you go.
Love it. Thank
There
you.
you
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And we heard you're in Boca, but where in Boca?
So I'm on North Dixie, 1820 North Dixie. between Glades and 20th. So I'm like 5 minutes from FAU. Don't ask me about like northeast, south, or west,
no.
because
Yeah.
my husband will give me directions like go east. I'm like, is that turn left? Is that
Yeah.
turn right? Like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that
That's
means.
what
Give me
your
a
phone is for.
landmark and
Yeah.
I'll
yeah.
work my way out.
Yeah, turn by the standing cow or whatever, but like do not give me east or west. So, but if you get to the Boca Chamber of Commerce, I'm literally right next door.
Are
Like
you in the same shopping center or the
Yeah.
same?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's actually, I think that's where Little Princess Spa is. Is that right there too?
No.
I feel like it is.
No.
Well, what is Little Princess Spa?
So,
And how do you know that?
I have a little
He
princess
has
of
a
my
little
own.
princess.
Okay.
God. So it's
No
basically-
judgment. Just hey, you do you.
It's
you know.
2024, you know.
Yeah.
No, but it's a little like a venue where they
Mhm.
do like a hair and nails
Yeah,
for
okay.
little kids
They
for
do
parties.
like a little princess.
So what I was gonna
style.
say was before you came after me
Ah!
was since you're close by, I know
Oh.
there's somewhere right next to you. It'd be a great way to, reach out to them and say, hey, let's offer something and kind of
I
work
love
together.
that
Do
because
you
there's-
have like a kids package too? Sorry, I just got so excited.
Well, it's not even that. It's there's parents who are just sitting there watching their kids.
yes.
He's an
It's the
ideas
cutest
man.
thing ever.
Oh,
They get their hair done, their nails done, their makeup. They have to bring their little princess dresses, and then they have like a little a modeling of their princess dress.
I love that.
It's the cutest thing ever.
That's
but
fantastic.
I was sitting there just watching my daughter, like,
Hungry,
Starving.
with all the other
starving.
dads. Yeah,
Well,
thinking, man, I
I'll-
wish I had some charcuterie.
yes. I wish I had some meat cheese.
Gray's craze specifically.
beat-
Only
Yes.
them.
I love that. Second great idea, Alex. Thank you.
I'm an ideas man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
He is. He is. Well, I was gonna say I got so excited. I'm sorry that I butted in, but
It's-
if you do you have a kids version? I hate to say the word lunchable, but a charcuterie for children because that would be great too. And that you can, especially specifically to this particular business, one for the adults, one for the kids.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And I mean, we can customize too. So, we can make it more kid friendly. We have like a sweets one too. So it might be nice. It's got like baked cookies and some fruits in it and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's,
Have an
and we
idea.
have little cups. We have these cups called charcuterie cups that are like little
Aw.
snacks. So, we can do that too.
I
Good
definitely
play on
think
the
you should get cutouts because kids love shapes. Doesn't matter what
Yes.
it is, but if you make it into a star, a heart, a dinosaur, or something,
Make it
I'll eat
into a
it.
princess. Little
Sure.
poofy dress, a
Oh, yeah.
ballerina.
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. I love it.
For anybody who is not watching on YouTube, I made a ballerina version.
Is that what a ballerina does?
I mean, that or
That
a
looks more like
flamingo. You tell me.
that looks more like a teapot.
Oh yeah, short and stout. That's me too.
Yeah, that is also you. Yeah, you're very short. Not too stout, but you're short.
You know, short. It goes there.
Yeah.
Alyssa, I love this idea. You know what? This is what networking is all about.
Yes.
Bouncing ideas,
Collaborating.
collaborating. It like brings true joy to my heart.
Yeah,
And I hope somebody's okay. It sounds
Yeah.
it's a fire truck.
Oh, okay. Is
We're
that okay? I was like, oh, is it on you? Or are you just
I'll
making
go
this
ask.
shit up? All right. So actually, what is the funnest board you've ever been requested? Because you did say that some people do requests outside of the boards. Have anybody ever asked you to do anything interesting, odd?
Yep.
unique?
We just had a recent request for an event. It was a a veteran sponsored veteran event
Mhm.
at a really fancy place here in Boca, and they wanted a gold and white theme, and it was to be circular. So we got this We had a circular charcuterie board, and I had actually another realtor. He does engraved charcuterie boards on the side. And so he had made me a centerpiece that was white with a gold flag on it. And then we custom created charcuterie all around it. So it was kind of this wreath for the holidays.
Wow.
And so that took some creativity and some research. So that was probably to date. It was 22-inch round board. And then we created the custom charcuterie in the inside. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
I was imagining it, and great collaboration too with the board. Because you
Yeah.
can always purchase the board, but why not
Yeah.
have collaborate with that and be able to
And I
just
met
have
him
that.
at a realtor event, a networking event, actually. So yeah, you
There you
just
go.
All
never,
that
you
good
never, you
luck.
never know who you're gonna meet. You never know.
It's so true.
Yeah.
I'm all
Wow.
about saying hi to people. Hey, my husband thinks I'm a nut. He's like, stop saying hi to people.
Oh my god. I'm the worst networker ever. I will go there for the one free drink and then skedaddle.
Oh,
I'm
what did
terrible
they
at it.
call it? The Irish
The Irish,
walkout,
Irish goodbye.
the
Irish
Irish
goodbye.
goodbye.
Yeah. Well, that's more like parties.
Oh,
Like that you're like like you're invited to. Like a wedding. Always Irish goodbye. I don't want to bother the
You don't
yeah.
even do
bride
like an
and
announcement like bye guys.
Nope.
Nothing. You just dip out in silence.
I look at my significant other, I give them the look, and then we know that it's time to go.
Well, I think when you go to networking events, like you have to be on, right? You have to like
Always
look at,
off.
I feel, I
He
feel
has
like
an
you,
yeah.
you need to be in, you need to be engaged. You need to pay attention. You need to, I'm an introvert by
Same.
nature. And so
Same.
I really have to really get in the zone and focus
Okay,
when
so
I go
great
to
segue.
events.
So
Yeah.
what's something that you do like being an introvert, similar to me, and that's why I hate going and why I do my one drink and leave. What do you feel like is a tactic that you've used to kind of start conversations with people that you don't know and kind of start the conversation and see how it goes and kind of connect with people at networking events?
I usually start with where are you from because I find that most people are not from here. And so um,
So true.
yeah.
Mhm.
Not Florida.
So I start with that and then sometimes or oftentimes because I was in the military and moved around so much, oftentimes I have a connection with, oh, hey, I'm from here, or oh, hey, I visited there because I was on a business trip, or hey, I was stationed there, or I love to travel. It's one of my hobbies. And so, oh, hey, I've traveled there before. So I start with that and then kind of see where it goes. And a shot of tequila. Yeah.
Yeah, I usually leave after that, but I will try that from now on.
Well,
Alright.
keep it simple. Or somebody told me that once. What is it? Keep it simple, stupid kind of deal. Keep it simple. Don't overwork yourself up. The usually the worst scenario in your mind never happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just keep it simple. Start with something that somebody will easily answer.
Yep.
Right. And I try not to start off the bat with what I do.
Yeah.
Because they say what takes 8 to 12 encounters before somebody will invest in you. They need to know you, like you, trust you.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time for someone to get to know you and trust you. And that's part of the journey, right? Nothing turns me off more than somebody approaching me and giving me their business card or being pushy, or I get a lot of, hey, can I put my flyers up in your store? No. I'm right next to the Chamber of Commerce. They've got a great wall. You can put your stuff there. Like, how about, like, I don't even know your product. Like, how about we get to know each other first?
Yeah.
So
Date before you get married.
yes. So I really try to do that first. Just like if we need to meet 5-6 times, and then that's what we do before we talk about business or.
What do you feel like you meet with somebody, you kind of hit it off. Do you set up like a time to go meet with coffee? Do you exchange information? Do you kind of create like an action plan, or like mentally you go in, I'm gonna make 3 appointments for coffee with 3 people? Like, is that kind of the mindset that you go into?
I do. So if I meet someone at a networking event, I like to invite them over to my store because even though we're a franchise, my location isn't typical. It doesn't look like all the other franchises.
Mhm.
And so I like to invite them, come over and make them a little charcuterie plate. I have a little room in the back. I've got wine glasses. I've got coffee, coffee machine. So I think it's inviting and warm here. So I have them come over here and we just eat and chat.
That's
amazing.
great.
And then I leave them with a snack to go home with. And if I see you again, great. And if I don't, well, it was nice to get to know you.
That's
Well, and
amazing.
even if you don't see them again, I feel like you just created such a really
Lasting impression.
warm and inviting experience and just memory for them where if
Mhm.
even though you may never see them again, the word of mouth, that referral that they're about to give, like, oh yeah, that owner from Grace Craze over in Boca, she's amazing. You should, their spot's not like, it's not like anything else I've seen. You should really stop there. Go have. Do you have coffee there? Yes or no?
Yeah,
So yes.
I mean, not to sell, but like, as part of when you come and meet with me, I offer you coffee.
Like, ask Cindy for
yeah,
some coffee.
Yeah, have coffee, drinks, wine, or whatever. And we just
Mhm.
kind of sit in the back and we just chit chat.
That's amazing. Do you ever? Is your space big enough where you can host events?
Oh, my mind's going there too, Alex.
Small events. It's about 1,200 square feet. So, I have a front
Okay.
lobby of about 500. So that leaves what, I don't do math in public, but the rest in the back. So I can have about 10 people back there comfortably.
Okay. Host
Mhm.
book clubs.
Mhm.
Yes, we did a pop-up a couple of weeks ago with a local jeweler. So she came and she set up. She makes her own jewelry, so she set up in the back, and she sold her jewelry while I had a charcuterie snack table in the back. So that's something that I'm hoping to do more of, is pop-ups for local businesses in town.
Pop-up, how do you see that expanding? Because I think that's great too. Do you see that expanding, and that pop-up owner, rents out your space, or you collaborate and then their guests purchase from you? How do you see that going? And I'm just asking because I'm curious.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if that's something that they want to do, like after hours, they could, utilize our space to host a party. I also offer, if people want to buy gift cards for, my business, or if they want to place a future order. We don't keep anything on hand. Everything is made at time of order. Because it is so perishable. So I see it as kind of a symbiotic relationship. Like, they're here. I want to promote their business, and hopefully they promote mine. My marketer also posts it on the platforms, on the different social media platforms, so that we could kind of support each other.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And now I only have one last question for you, Cindy.
Is it about my fire hazard?
Okay, make that two. Okay, so before Alex, you hopped on, I was like, it's so beautiful. I love your background. Take it away, Cindy. What did you say that had me giggling?
So I wanted something big and beautiful in my lobby, and celebrate everything is the company's slogan, So a family member has a production company here in town, and so he made that for me, and so we had it delivered. And as soon as we plugged, this is probably not good PR for him. I won't give a name. As soon as we plugged in, it started sparking and catching on fire, and it charred a hole, a spot in the wall. So we have since corrected the issue, and we, it's all fixed, but I only turn it on for special occasions, and this is a special occasion.
I think that's the right.
Yeah.
I think,
That's right decision.
PTSD from the previous experience.
Yeah,
The fire truck is not going to you.
So then, as we're finishing our build out, the fire marshal comes in, and the first thing he sees is this thing, and he's like, "That looks like a fire hazard." And I'm like, "No, it's all good. It's all good. It works.
Done.
It looks great. It works great. Look,
Just don't take it down.
On off, works fantastic." So yeah, but that thing gave me PTSD. So
would for me too.
But it's beautiful though.
It's such a stunning piece.
Yeah.
So we make the lights or the entire thing?
Oh no, the whole thing. The whole thing. Yeah, it's pampas grass, and then he did the I don't know, the neon light with it. But we love it because we use it in our social media posts when customers come and get a board. We always like to take a picture in front of it. So I'm not taking it down.
No, don't.
No.
It's too gorgeous.
No.
I'm sure you'll
And the
see
fire
it.
extinguisher is right by the door. So we're good.
You're abiding by all rules and regulations.
Yep. No, it's good. No, it's been good. It's been hanging for months now. No other incidents. So I think we fixed the problem. But yeah. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So.
No, well, I appreciate that. But my last question, I don't know if Alex, you have a last question, but I do want to ask, because you're an entrepreneur, you've had multiple careers, successful careers as an entrepreneur, and any and all, including this one, what are some of the challenges that or one of your biggest challenges that you had and overcame that you can share with all other entrepreneurs out there? Because realtors, we are all entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
We wake up every day essentially
Unemployed.
jobless and unemployed, and we work hard to make sure
Yeah.
that we are successful. So any obstacle and
Yeah.
success story, I love to share.
This journey is not sexy. I mean, it is hard. Like
Never is.
people, I don't know. I think I always had this, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur of some sort. And I always kind of had this vision of like, I'd get up and I'd do my hair and my makeup every day. And I'd go out there and I'd sell my business, and it would be not so stressful. And it would just like be like what you see on entrepreneur magazines, right?
Mhm.
Some weeks I shower maybe 3 times a week. I don't do my hair. Makeup is a stretch. I mean, it's hard work. And so, and I'm like, I have to do everything. I am such a control person that, you know, I'm only the one that can do it right. And I'm learning that that's not true. Like I need help. And so I have really worked on tapping into my resources,
Delegating.
asking for help, delegating. There's no shame in saying, you know what, I just can't do it. Like I need help. And so,
such
uh,
such a key
yeah.
part of like growth, I would say,
Yes.
is understanding that we can't wear every hat as much as we want to. And although you may be much better than the next person, you can't grow your business
Right.
while your hands are knee deep
Right.
in every little pot. So
And I'm
so
not the
valuable.
expert in everything. And so I really try to give it to the expert to either mentor me and show me how to do it, or take it over until I can have the bandwidth to learn it and to do it. And so, because you just drive yourself to the ground, and there's just not, I'm the sole owner of this business. My husband has his own company. So it falls all on me, and there's just not enough energy and hours in the day to get it all done. And so I've really humbled myself and have said, I need help. Like
Mhm.
somebody help me.
Don't
That's
worry,
amazing.
Alex is going to come in soon. He's going to come in and assist on a volunteer
Yeah.
a volunteer
Whoa,
apprentice.
volunteer.
Volunteer apprentice. You'll volunteer, and then I'll learn from you guys.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you'll have 2 volunteers.
Yeah.
I'll show you my salami rows.
Yeah.
Can you really?
Yeah.
Real?
Yeah.
Color me shocked, my friend.
I always wow people with my salami rows.
All right.
Do you use the glass technique?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know.
Why that
this
seemed
stuff.
like, oh, that was so basic of me.
Is there a hand
Yeah,
version
what's the
versus
other
what? Like,
technique?
what's the
Oh,
other
yeah.
option?
Yeah. Where you fold them over, you line them up, and then you roll it.
Oh no, but I do the fold and the fold, and then I stack them side to side, and then I make a little. Yeah.
Oh, a trail. What? Hired.
Yeah.
Hired.
I need
I will see if I
evidence
still have
of
pictures,
this.
and I will send them over to you.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I think my Christmas one from last year was I made a little I took a
I love
took
how you're laughing at yourself.
I took a wedge of brie and put a little
Raspberry?
raspberry on top, and I made a nice little Christmas tree.
Very
Also
nice.
Did
Some
you use
rosemary
Pinterest,
sprigs.
or was that
That
your
was-
ideas,
it's-
man?
I think that was all made off the top of the dome.
Off the dome.
Yeah.
Can you see what I got to work with here? Off the dome?
Yeah.
This guy keeps us on our toes.
Yeah, as you learned before we hit record. Sorry.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Well, I'm good. I know I promised her that we would be under such because we were just chit chatting
Yeah.
prior to. So I just want to say thank you so much
Aw,
for squeezing
thank
us into your
you.
schedule. I know time is precious, especially during the holidays now.
Yeah.
Time's a ticking.
Yeah. And for people on social media, do you have any like Instagram, Facebook? that
Yeah, we have it
people
all. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where can they
What are they-
find you?
yeah.
Graze Craze Boca Raton on Instagram, and same with Facebook and on LinkedIn.
follow? Okay.
Beautiful.
And we're
Great.
working on a YouTube.
That's
Thanks.
amazing.
That
Yeah.
would be great.
Looking forward to that.
You
I'm
can
sure that-
teach me how to roll things.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
But
great
you guys
idea.
have got to stop by, come by. I'd love to feed you and meet you in person.
You had me at
Love
feed
it.
me.
Yeah, consider this a date. I'm in. Feed me.
Awesome.
All right. Well, Alex, Cindy, and Jen, thank you. Well, and Jen, myself. I'm thanking
Yes.
myself. Look at
No,
this.
we thank you too.
Yeah.
Okay, I accept. Well, thank you, everyone, and I hope everyone has a great day. If I don't see you, happy holidays.
Thank
And
you so
Cindy,
much.
when you
Yes.
hit end, don't close out
Yes.
because it needs time to upload.
Yeah, you'll see a little message that says like hold tight almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good note, Alex. See?
Thank you, everyone. I learned from
Teamwork.
Chris.
Bye.
Bye,
Happy
everybody. Have a great
holidays.
day.
You
too.
too.
Bye.
Thanks.